Yes. And now you have all the eco fees to come on top of every purchase that you buy, basically. And that's what they floated at the United Nations over 12 years ago. They said they'd bring in a general world taxation for ecology, ecological reasons, and they're getting what they want. They're adding eco fees to your tires when you buy tires, when you take them back, batteries for cars. Now it's batteries now for your flashlights. You're going to have paid disposal eco fees. So you're going to have all this stuff tacked on top. And then after that, you're going to have energy eco fees for every can of beans that you buy. Do you know how much energy it took to make this? You have to pay for that. And this is all to go through the UN after going through the Rothschild.
While shutting down new power plants in the U.S. and moving them to China and India.
Yes, and what gets me too is when Maurice Strong, one of the big players of the United Nations in the 1980s, he came in to privatize the electrical system for all of Ontario that was owned supposedly by the public. He did privatize it. He said at the time, we're not going to update the CANDU reactors that are built in Canada. He said we're going to let them fall apart, and only major corporations will have all these super devices to give them energy for the future. For the rest of the public, it's just too bad. We're taking it down, he said.
It's high-tech reservations, government and corporate grids, and all of us literally living in total, absolute, complete poverty with new social services laws where if you're poor, they're going to take your kids. And it's all being announced.
And also the CANDU reactor, Canada still builds them. We bought a whole bunch. We're building them for China. We're building them for India and elsewhere, but we can't build any for Canada, you see.
Unbelievable. Let's take another call here. Thank you, caller. Let's talk to the caller from Maui. Mark in Maui, welcome.
In times of change, a patriot is a scarce man, brave, hated, and scorned. But in time, when his cause succeeds, however, the timid join him, for then it costs nothing to be a patriot. FlipYourFlag.com. How you doing, Alex?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. You keep my shirts I sent you for Christmas?
I got a lot of great gifts. What were the shirts?
My upside-down Mayday, Mayday, World Citizen Distress Order, Flip Your Flag for Freedom, Patriots in Distress, Mayday shirt.
I believe we did get some shirts like that. We get a lot of stuff, but the guys in there are shaking their heads, but I do think I saw those. Are they? What color are they?
It's a white shirt with blue and red print, and I sent you 12 of them, 2 for gifts, and 10 you can carry on your store online if you'd like.
Yes, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. What else is on your mind, sir?
President Obama was over here in Hawaii, and they stopped chemtrailing. And then he left, and they started chemtrailing again. I can't take it. We live in the wettest spot in the world, and they're drying up.
Well, Obama loves you. He's a good man. He's really our president, and everything's fine. I appreciate your call, man. I tell you, he's fired up. I tell you. Let me go ahead and go to the next caller here, calling up my call list. Let's talk to Ken in Mass. Ken, you're on the air with Alan Watt. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. I'm a first-time caller. I started listening to the show about a month ago, and I'm calling about the body scanners. I have a compromised immune system because I worked for years in hospitals and universities in Boston and got large doses of radiation without knowing it, and came down with multiple lymphoma about 10 years ago.
But that's what I meant by the New World Order. We have CBS News, mainstream tells you that these scanners and similar systems do hurt people and do radiate you. And the TSA guys, they're all going to love getting testicular cancer. They're going to love getting cataracts from the radiation. I mean, that's the sick part is the system always hurts its minions worse. Go ahead.
Well, what I did is 10 years ago when I got the lymphomas, I went to Dana-Farber, supposed to be one of the best hospitals in the world. And they told me that if I took the chemo every 3 months, they'd try and keep me alive for 5 years. So I said, I don't want to be sick for 5 years and die. I'll skip the chemo. And now this is 10 years. I'm still doing pretty good.
Oh, yeah, they would have sucked all the money out of you and killed you.
Oh, yeah, they would have drained me. Yep. And so now I'm concerned about these scanners at the airports because I really can't afford any more radiation. So what I did this morning is I called Logan Airport and security, and I told them that because I have a compromised immune system, I really don't think I can go through these scanners. And Well, what they suggested is maybe it isn't a bad idea. They said if I get a note from my doctor saying I can't go through the scanner, that they would just pat me down instead. So I was thinking, if the listeners would go to their doctors and just get a note from their doctors, and
yeah, but let me expand on that. Then it's not saying it's bad to begin with and violates our privacy and doesn't protect us, and that the Amsterdam airport had the stupid scanners. That gives into it, though. But it's an interesting idea. Alan Watt comments on that.
It's a way around it. They did say that anyone who doesn't take it will get patted down. However, this also has the added function when you're scanned of going along with another part of the agenda, which is complete sterilization of whatever fertility you still have left.
Yeah, we've got 85% or more down. They got to get that last 15.
Yeah.
And, of course, that's not a big crisis. In fact, I have a magazine in here. Where did it go? I see this everywhere. Falling fertility. Give me a close shot, guys. Falling fertility, how the population problem is solving itself from The Economist magazine. And then you open it up, and it says, oh, isn't it wonderful? Fertility is falling astonishingly fast, and that's bringing big benefits. So they never say why suddenly people can't have kids.
That's right.
Or how the West is dying. They say this is wonderful. A dead, dying culture in the West is good.
Yep.
Just like shooting yourself in the head is good.
The agenda is working, yeah.
But the elites are all obsessed with having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But it's just everywhere. I mean, I listen to talk radio, and it's always like, there's too many kids. Look at this family that tattooed their kids. Look at how bad parents are. That's a PR thing. But never what the government does, how they're 5 to 7 times, depending on which country, more often to abuse than any other group. No, they're the good ones. They're the government. They're going to suck you dry. Unbelievable. Let's talk to Stephen in Canada, up where Alan Watt's at. Stephen, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going?
Go ahead.
Good. Glad to hear you're on the airwaves doing your thing. I've been listening for about 6 months now. Yesterday there was a major development in the Canadian news up here that they're putting in 44 of these body scanners across the country, effective as of, I believe, the 1st of March.
And they'd already pre-ordered them last year. I have the CTV on that. Stay there. We'll come back to you briefly, Steve, J-Man, John, and Douglas. Our guest website is cuttingthroughthematrix.com. He's also a big part of Fall of the Republic, my film. You can order it at Infowars.com and get a free T-shirt, but that deal is ending soon.